Jim, congratulations, a thoroughly professional performance once again today.
Yeah, really pleased for everybody involved. We probably made hard work of it first 10, 20, 30 minutes. I thought we'd have been better than that, but we worked our way into the game, and then half time we were able to have a chat about a few of the issues, and I thought second half we were far better in terms of the way that we played our shape and the way we went about our business.
First goal was crucial. We were a little critical, of course, last week of the service from wide areas, but what a ball from Adam Thomas for the opening goal.
Yeah, I'm really pleased for Adam. I think it was Frank's goal, was it?
Yeah.
So again, it was, the lads were brave enough to, I've got fans behind me saying, get it in the box. And I want us to do the short, and from the short then obviously we've caused a bit of chaos for them. So I'm really pleased for Adam, and Ash played his role in it. So, and I thought there was other set plays. I don't know what happened. We had a free kick and we scored, and they disallowed it for a challenge on the centre half. So, the set plays have been really good. We've been working on that, but I thought the shape was good, and I thought a lot of the lads are really, really tired because they worked really hard. I asked them to do all the dirty side of it really well, and if they did that, they'd get the chances and the rewards, and they did. You
say the lads are tired. I think that was the thing that struck me today was fitness levels. You finished the game so strongly whilst Altrincham seemed to fade.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to, unless they've got all their metrics and we measure them against ours. I mean, I think we've got a lot of players who work extremely hard. High stats for Adam Thomas and Sam Walker and Elliot Osborne every game. Both fullbacks are high. Frank worked really hard. I thought he had a really poor first 20 minutes. Every time he touched it, he gave it away, giving fouls, and to be fair, he was getting too involved instead of allowing other people to build. But as the game went on, you could see his real threat. He worked really hard, and I didn't really want to make changes, but they were kind of a little bit forced upon me, really. I think Matty was exhausted, but I couldn't leave Scott any longer. I asked him if I could trust him, but he had a foul on the halfway line. The referee played advantage, which probably saved him. I think he slipped on the one, but right in front of their fans. If he gets a second yellow there, can we complain? So I say always that fouls can cost you games, but we defended the set plays really well, but it could have cost us today, and I didn't want to make that change because Scott was starting to get down the sides and be positive on the front foot, but we were always a bit worried with the pace of Johnson that Scott would perhaps be asked a few questions, and Paul foul in the first half to get a yellow, and he simply has to play Daz, but that's where Scott has to learn that if he can learn that side of the game. I mean, he's fantastic on the front foot, great physicality, gets up the pitch, but I couldn't leave him on the pitch any longer after that challenge. Sam Minhan, no questions asked, straight over there and finish the job off for him.
In terms of the second goal, Matthew Warburton, just on the front foot all the time, picked the pocket of the centre half, lovely composed finish. Needed that, didn't he? It's important that Matty gets his confidence up. He seems to have been a bit flat lately, but that's a great goal to get.
Yeah, I mean, credit to him. I mean, his quality was there. I mean, it's not a hard finish. It sounds easy when you're one-on-one with the keeper, but he had to engineer the angle for himself. Whereas other players in similar positions didn't really test the keeper or create that same opportunity. But we knew that they would. We wanted to play on the front foot and press them harder, but credit to them, they worked their shapes. You could see they're a well organised side, but second half we kind of wanted them to play in front of us, and you could see the threat then when we pinched balls and broke. But credit to Matty on the front foot, and it could have been critical because they threatened and they had a couple of chances that Ben had to do really well and a couple of good blocks. But it's a really solid result, and it's nice when you're 9 and 10 score and the team keeps a clean sheet and you're in the hat for the next round.
You mentioned the Frank Mulhern incident. We could see from the commentary box after 18, 19 minutes you were looking for Niall Bell, you were thinking about making a change. You might even have written the piece of paper out, but decided to keep faith in him, left him on the pitch.
No, I think it wasn't the sort of thing that we wanted to do at that stage in the game because it was sent the wrong message. But
was it a motivational thing to Frank? Were you signalling to him?
No. He didn't understand what the message was. I wanted him to stay away from the ball. He was getting too involved in the ball, and it's like there was an incident at the end when Ben's kicked straight down the middle and playing him, and that's the worst place to play because he's got 2 centre halves and a keeper, so you're actually effectively asking a player to flick on, you're hitting their 3v1. So we want them to stay away, and on all the throw-ins we should have been braver to bounce it or work the wingers in, but every throw-in we see, he wanted to get involved, and every throw-in we gave it to him, and then he was then stuck on the ball and it was being pinched off him. So okay, I work on it in training. We work on short corners. If it was a 2v1 at this end and Sam Walker decides to put it in the box, they break. Instead of being brave enough to do that. I remember going back to FA Trophy last year, last minute, and Danny Lloyd being brave enough when everybody was saying get it in the box, get in the box, and being brave enough to do the 2v1, and he put it in the net. And that's where I think that we have to be careful about what we ask our players to do, because really they should be taking all of making better decisions on the pitch, and I shouldn't have to remind them it's a 2v1, do it. But look, there's lots more to come, I think, from this group. I think they worked extremely hard today, and they show that they're equipped physically to play demanding games like that. But I think they could certainly help themselves by playing with a little bit more craft and guile. And if they do that, then who knows what top of side we can be.
Well, it's 6 unbeaten now. It's 25 grand in the pot, which is always handy for the football club. And of course, in the first round proper of the FA Cup, I know you've got that pedigree when you were at North, which you almost reached the 3rd round, didn't you? It was unbelievable, that game against Northampton. But in terms of the FA Cup now, have you got an idea of who you'd like in that draw on Monday?
Not really. I mean, looking back at the 3 games, and they've been fairly tough games with teams in form. I mean, Altrincham have been in great form, and it's really, I think, especially this season where we're trying to expand what we're doing on the football side, I think it's really important that we bring in extra revenue. So, it could be close on with all the gate receipts. It's not just the 25 grand, it's the previous money, the money before that, the gate receipts, and then you've got the gate receipts from the next game to come, should you be at home or at a league club. So I think it's really important. We do have the flip side of that with Blythe Spartans away on a Tuesday night, Spennymoor away on a Tuesday night, and ultimately when this great journey ends, fans are going to be looking at me and saying we're mid-table again, and especially as other teams are playing league matches and creep above us. We had this when we got knocked out the FA Trophy. Everybody thought the season's over, and when we played them catch-up games, it certainly wasn't over. But these sort of cup games are really good for us in terms of playing in this sort of a cauldron and the atmosphere of it's a must-win game, or it's a game that the consequences are there, because it'll prepare us really well for the FA Cup. But I'm not really bothered about the next round. I think you're likely to get a league club, because I think they make it quite difficult. I think there's 80 non-league teams have played the last 2 rounds and been whittled down to 20, so we're one of 20 teams from non-league that are in the hat, subject to replays. But there's 20 teams against all those league opposition. But I think I'd be surprised if we get a team below us or a gimme, but there's no gimme, so whoever's worked really hard, but we'll just take it as it comes. I think the lads should enjoy themselves to be exhausted, and I think it was as I said, it was a tense game, but it was an exciting game, and I think everybody's going home happy, looking forward to Monday with excitement, and that's the kind of feel we want around this club every Saturday.
Do you think the fan behind you's going home happy?
Mrs. Doyle, maybe I love the misery, and I just they don't realise. I mean, there's the same fella that was the last time, and there's a lot of young people around me, and I, it's not the abuse I get. It's just when you start swearing, I think that's wrong. And I think people have to step in, because although it is the main stand, it's full of lots of passionate older people. There's lots of young people there, and we have to respect the culture in which these people want to enjoy football, and also that we're working. If he went into any other a shop or the nurse, or he went to the pub and started giving that abuse to people trying to think, then I don't think he'd get short shrift, not just from the people that run the company, but also the people that are there wanting to enjoy themselves. But look, I can understand their frustration, because they think it's all my fault. But I asked my team to make, for example, good decisions. The playing principles. If we've got a spare man at the back, let's play out from the back. And for some reason we didn't. And on throw-ins, can we open the game up and play? So it's just frustrating for me when the players don't use the spare man at the back or don't open the game. And I've got a fan chewing my ear off, another one, talking about making the pitch big. And I'm thinking, well, we do every week in training. And if the players want to be a little bit nervous and a bit tentative, maybe that's the atmosphere around the club at the moment. But I said to them, you've got to be brave when we have the ball, and you've got to be strong and purposeful when you don't don't have it. So I know the way I want my team to play, and I want the players to play, and they do. And we've got to be brave, and we've got to be able to play with confidence that we don't have people criticising us every 5 minutes from behind, and just let us get on with our business. And if you let us get on with the business, we can focus on what's happening on the green pitch, and we'll get results like that, and we can all look forward to the next round.
You're in the first round. Well done.
Thanks so much.